So good evening, friends. It's nice to be over here, interacting, a quick chat with Sanjay Joshi, one of the brilliant chairman cum managing directors from the public sector. Great to be with you, Sanjay, this evening. Lots have been spoken about by cyber, so I will not start with cyber. In the Indian market, people say we don't have innovative products for SME community unlike the international market. Do you feel a lot of innovation needs to be done, or is it already there?
Very nice to be here amongst all the entrepreneurs. Any entrepreneur actually, they fascinate me because I have been in a government service. So that was one of the reasons was because we have been playing safe, and these people. So I'm so fascinated by their spirit of adventure and then what they are doing to our economy. So first of all, I thank the organizers for giving this opportunity, and then again you who have even been a teacher for me once. So sir, it's great to be here. And now coming to the question you posed. Actually, sir, this innovation comes from the need actually.
Right.
So if there is a need in the market, so the solution will definitely come.
Right.
So it is true that innovation has been happening, but the pace of innovation may vary with times. And the competition and the growth of economy and the changes in the ecosystem, they actually encourage more and more innovation. So till the true competition came, and with the opening of the economy, till the true competition came, though there was a lot of innovation, but this was accelerated post the opening of economy because of two factors. First of all, because more and more insurance companies came in, and secondly, because when the economy was growing, the needs were changing.
Right.
So now, even the economy, even the innovations are happening in India. Particularly, the innovations are coming now in area of distribution.
Right.
And the changes are actually in the areas of how to integrate the products with the technology for ease of selling, for the ease of the customers, how to onboard them, and how to increase the penetration. So innovation is not happening merely in products; it is also happening in processes. Even the claim processes also.
Right.
So now even the claim processes have become totally digital.
Right.
So coming to SMEs, so I remember distinctly that the PSUs were the pioneers when they came out with the complete package policies for the small businesses.
Small business. Okay.
Small businesses. So every company, the PSUs came with different names. It was not only for manufacturing units, rather it was also for hospitals, for schools, for educational institutions, for consultancy firms. So different types of packages policies, office compact policy, umbrella policy, different names were given. So innovation has been happening, but this package needs to be improved constantly. And unfortunately, currently I don't remember any product which covers cyber liability as a package. And as I committed today, I wish Oriental Insurance will be the pioneer in coming with a package policy particularly suited for medium and small scale industries or enterprises, which will have an inbuilt package cyber cover also.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sanjay, for that. The second thing that comes to me is, see, when it comes to a question of risk, there is always something from the business owners that insurers are generally selective. They select some risk they don't select. Is it true?
Sir, in insurance we use the term underwriting.
Right.
Underwriting. So because it is a contract between the two parties, so whenever there is a risk, why someone is asking for an insurance? Because he wants to transfer some of his risk to the other company. So the other company also will assess what is the risk, and accordingly they will first decide whether to take that risk or not, and also if to take that risk, then at what, with what conditions, and at what price. Fortunately for the industries here, currently the market is a buyer's market.
Right.
Is a buyer's market. There is tremendous competition. So that competition which has come in the insurance sector, it has made things easy to a great extent. And because of this stiff competition, the market rates have also come down. And the underwriting as it existed when you were there in the public sector, so that scenario has totally changed, and underwriting is a limit now, getting limited ki who is offering more discount and who is more. So currently, actually, it is not the case. Any risk is the companies are interested in taking any risk, but so ultimately the insurance business is the only business which cannot go on for indefinite period unless it is sustainable.
Sustainable.
Unless
Very
it is sustainable. So this happy thing stage may not continue. And now if we take cyber risk for SMEs, as I told you, currently the situation is not that rosy. The coverages are not available, or even if it is available, it is very limited coverage. And there also, it is depending on the insurance company's own appetite, because the reinsurers are not yet ready to offer cover, particularly for MSMEs, because they think that the security measures or the awareness levels are not enough. That is why I talked about cyber hygiene.
Yeah, thank you. You elaborated very well in your keynote address. Yet another thing which I just thought I'll share with the audience is, when it comes to a question of cyber attacks, there are two categories of people whom I have seen. Presently, in the last 5 years, I'm into digital transformation across the globe. So I categorized any person in two categories. One is a business house who's attacked by a cyber. They are struggling as to what they want to do at this juncture. They've already been attacked. There's a lot of money that's going to go out of their pockets. How are they going to survive? They're stranded. But at least for me, I don't pity them. They can manage. But whom I pity, the business houses, they are not even aware they are being hacked. For 11, 12 years, they are being hacked. They are not even aware. These are the people whom I really feel. So this is where the cyber awareness plays a key role. Now, when the insurance companies have something called a TPA for health insurance or tie-up hospitals, like similarly for motor insurance, you have garages where you have a tie-up. Is there a possibility where the insurance companies can tie up with cyber specialists? Like you said, you have already empaneled too. Is there a possibility where the insurance companies, it's good for the business house as well as for the insurance companies to tie up with cyber security companies so that continuous awareness, training, plus the firewalls are being built? Is there a thought on that? Like what we have for the motor insurance or health insurance?
Very, very nice question, sir. Actually, I briefly touched upon this subject in my speech. So, I told about active insurance. Generally, the insurance is passive insurance. It means ki suppose you want to cover your house. I just ask you for a proposal form. I ask questions about the construction, the location, the address, and then the proximity with a water body or the earthquake zone. Some questions I ask, and then I ask for the value of the property, and then I issue the policy. I never visit the property, and nor I bother about how you are maintaining it till you come up with a loss. If there is a loss reported, then only the surveyor will visit. So you pay me the premium, I give you the policy, and then I sit cozily in my company, in my office. But there are some classes of insurance where actually you need to be constantly monitoring it. So cyber insurance is one such class. In health insurance, because health insurance is more common nowadays, so you might have seen that some new products have come where we say ki we will be if you walk certain steps, if you are taking a gym membership, if you are exercising regularly, there will be a discount. So here what they are doing is the insurance companies actively trying to manage your health so that your risk of falling sick get reduced. So they're actively managing. So they also encourage frequent checkups. They also encourage you to go
Healthy
for
habits, yeah.
for tests, etc. Same way, world over. In India, it has because it's in the making. But world over, the accepted system of cyber insurance is that essentially the cyber insurance policy will come with a in the policy itself. There will be a feature that you will get a cyber protection service, cyber
correct.
security service as a part of the coverage. So when you take this policy, and there will be the contact addresses, contact emails of the vendor, and if you give the access to him, he will even be monitoring the entire your operations. He will be monitoring for any threats, any vulnerabilities in your systems, and if someone is actually trying to penetrate through your defenses, he will immediately diagnose and give you a caution also.
Right.
And if even after all precautions, suppose a breach happens, he will be there instantly for providing all these services like forensics, then negotiations, then data recovery, everything up to the settlement of the claim. He will be constantly hand holding with you. So this system, I remember last year I was in Germany. I was actually trying to find a reinsurer. So reinsurer's first question was this only: who is your first response partner?
Correct.
Unless there is a first response partner with an insurance company, they are not ready to touch. So if I want to bring out a product here, I must essentially have in my own in-house arrangement of a vendor. And this, I already told you, we have already tied up with, we have empaneled 2 vendors.
Right.
It is for a limited service at the moment.
Yeah.
But going forward, and I thank you again, these organizers, that they have triggered this. They have actually accelerated this thought process. We intend to come out with a full-fledged arrangement, back-end arrangement on part of our company, so that when we bring out products for MSMEs or even for individuals, then we should sell this with this inbuilt additional protection.
Yeah, great.
Cybersecurity.
Thank you, Sanjay. Before we wind, just the last question. First of all, we thank you flying all the way from Delhi to address the MSME, SME people at Chennai. On behalf of all of them, I would ask one question. Is there any proposal from Oriental, one of the topmost companies in India, as a government company, anything that you would like to do for the SME community from Oriental?
Yes. So actually, if you ask me honestly, Oriental Insurance Company has grown up with SMEs only.
Okay.
We were founded in 1947, and you know that industry in India was at a nascent stage, and we also started. But over these 70 to 80 years, if Oriental has progressed, a large part of its success is our partnership with MSMEs, and we are very proud to be associated with all these medium and small enterprises, some of which now actually have graduated to very big tech giants, very big manufacturing companies. So when the Havells started, imagine when the Havells started, was it a big a technology leader?
Right.
So it was a small, medium enterprise only.
Yeah.
And now we have been associated for more than 30 years. So we have so many partners. So whenever we meet an MSME, we know that when they grow, we automatically grow.
Correct.
That is why, despite so much of competition coming, we are holding on to our leadership position.
Right.
So we are always ever ready to be with the MSMEs. And as I have already promised, we are constantly innovating. You have rightly pointed out that the innovation in between had gone slightly slack, but everybody has recognized this. In Oriental Insurance Company, sir, we have now set up a special team of actuaries, because actuarial certification is needed for pricing, etc. So now we are bolstering our actuarial team. Simultaneously, a dedicated product innovation team is there. And already in the last, on our foundation day, we will be launching 5 new products. including a parametric insurance product. That parametric insurance product also will be very useful for MSMEs because it will be covering them against the climate risks, and there will be no need of survey. When if suppose we come out with this product, as soon as the climate trigger is triggered, they will automatically get money without any need of survey. So that product also will be coming out very soon. And this cyber insurance product, as you told, other than these, our traditional products like this standard fire and special perils policy, our sales turnover policies, our transit policies, our miscellaneous we have more than 160 products. So entire gamut of products is available which can be used by MSMEs. And we again once more repeat our commitment to the entire Indian customer base of ours, which actually most of it comes from small scale industries, that we will be totally committed and we will be coming out with innovations and with engagements and interactions like this. You also please come out with your needs. You please come out. You ask what you need, and if we are missing something, we will definitely create it for you. So we have to grow together only. As I already mentioned, when the 30% of GDP is coming from here, how can we ignore the need of that? Right. So, and if as a public sector insurer, if we do not do it, who else will do it?
Thank you, Sanjay ji. It's been wonderful having you over here. And then, behalf of Prashant and the SME community, I thank you for flying all the way from Delhi to support all these initiatives. Thank you so much.
Pleasure was mine, sir. Thank you very much, sir.